It's very nice to meet you. I have to say again, we actually met real briefly at the Critics' Choice Awards. And I wanted to bring that up. Congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you.
But clearly you're not done yet. Did you have the same kind of attraction to projects that you did earlier in your career that you do now?
Yeah, pretty much, because I was excited then. I'm still excited now. My life isn't just about movies.
Sure.
You know, when a movie happens to come close, like this movie is coming very close to black or white, so it's like, oh, that's all he does. It's not all I do in my life, you know. But you know, the reason I made black or white is so that, you know, number one, I felt that when people would see that movie, they would be changed a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes when you make a movie like McFarland, you're going to feel something.
Sure.
That's you're going to feel something, a joy for some other people.
Yeah.
For these young guys who work so hard to have this happen to them, you know, and ultimately have a movie made about it.
Yeah, you mentioned the young guys. You know, you've got a lot of people in this cast that this is their first feature.
Yeah.
You know, and did you kind of have the opportunity to pass along some
yeah, they
information?
want to know. They're curious about a lot of stuff. I didn't come to the set every day thinking I'm going to tell them a new anecdote. They were important to this movie. You know, I'm not Yoda.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to give them all this stuff. What I wanted to be was open to them, a conduit to what they wanted to know about, whether it happened to be about movies or just life. So, but you know, their focus was good. They really tried hard.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate the Star Wars reference. Is it more challenging or inspirational to portray somebody who's kind of on the sidelines with Coach White, you know, knowing that he'll get to watch your performance?
No, it was, you know, listen, he you know, he's treated me probably the way he's treated his young athletes. Mm-hmm. You know, he was very respectful to me.
Sure.
I think, you know, and because the way he was made me want to play a little harder for him.
You know, for the past, I guess, like almost 2 years, you mentioned, like, you know, you've been doing movies kind of back to back. It almost like you don't get a chance to sit down. But when you do, what do you like to do when you're not doing movies?
I've had an enormous amount of time off if I sit down and think about it. I mean, the last movie I did was 4 or 5 months ago. I mean, what guy wouldn't want to have 4 or 5 months off?
Yeah, right.
I mean, really, you know, I'm not working all year for a 2-week vacation.
Sure.
But I've had an extraordinary life that way, you know, and I have traveled the world. But at the end of the day, I see my kids play Little League. I see them do their first play, their first ballet thing. I mean, what do I know about ballet? All I know is I'm looking at my daughter, and for as clumsy as she is right now, I think that she's the most beautiful little girl in the world.
That's cool.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.